everyone, it's Finn here from the SDGC Live on the PAX West floor with James from Interrobang covering Jay and Silent Bob Chronic Bone Punch. How you doing today?
I'm doing well, thanks. How about you?
You know what, I'm doing great because I found out that we have great mutual friends, which makes you a better person. That's just how it works, right?
Yeah.
But we're not here to talk about us. We're here to talk about your game, and specifically the fact that it has an amazing art style, which you might know something about. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah. So I'm the lead character designer and lead animator on the project, and yeah, they kind of approached me with the project and told me to go big, swing big, and that's kind of what I did with it. I just got my initial feelings from the characters and tried my best to translate it onto the screen, and
I mean,
yeah, that's what we got.
So for those that don't know, this is an upcoming beat 'em up style game, but based on the Jay and Silent Bob universe, more or less.
Yes.
Not specifically Bluntman and Chronic, but I assume they pop up in some capacity.
Yes, yeah, they do, and that was another fun part of it, was designing the characters, because you in the process you learn Kevin Smith is a pretty big Batman fan, and then Jason Mewes is a fan of Mega Man, so you kind of incorporate those things into the designs. And
see, and I think that's cool. Did you have any background or connection to Kevin Smith's universe of films before you got tapped for this?
I didn't. Yeah,
So that almost makes it more interesting, because it means that you came in without any preconceived notions.
Right.
How has that kind of impacted your interpretation of them?
I kind of came in with a clean slate, so I got to really start fresh and get my first impressions. And it's funny you asked that, because when they asked me to do the concepts for it, I hadn't seen any of their films, so I went and watched a couple of them and scribbled down my first impressions with some basic shapes. And I was like, okay, this is my first impression. Let me do 2 more just so they have some to choose from. And they instantly gravitated to the first ones I drew. So I was like,
amazing.
Okay,
hey, go with your gut initially.
That's it.
So, unlike something say the Ninja Turtles beat 'em up or the upcoming Power Rangers beat 'em up, you're basing this off essentially actors that exist, and but you still have such a cool stylized look to it. How do you handle taking something that's literally rooted in reality and turn it into something that cartoony?
Yeah, so I did caricatures for about 8 years when I was in college, and so learning how to exaggerate something and capture a certain level of likeness was kind of a strong suit. So
that's fair.
Yeah, so I put a little bit of that into a more fun, zany cartoon style, and it's kind of hard sometimes when you want to add more details, but you realize the style doesn't call for it. So it's learning what lines to put in and what lines to exclude, and it was really fun, honestly. Yeah.
Well, beyond just Jay and Silent Bob, were you also in charge of the enemy designs and the other characters? All right,
yeah.
Without giving too much away, who has been your favorite bad guy or enemy to design?
Oh man, we have this enemy that's really sort of wild. It's a hipster character that fights with his mustache and his beard. So he attacks you with his beard, and there's just they said go crazy with the enemy design and be as stupid as possible, and we can always reel it in. But
yeah.
I was like, okay, exaggerated mustache. Let's have him throw punches with his mustache, and then.
Hey, you know what?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Because what really makes this work is it's not just the character designs, but it's how smooth and fluid the animations themselves are. A game like this kind of thrives on that, especially if you're not going the pixel route.
Yes.
And so there's not really a question here, just good job. You know?
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
How long has this been in the works? How long have you been on the project?
More than a few years. Yeah.
Awesome.
We've gone through the ups and downs of development, and I'm just happy we're still
on track.
On track. Yeah,
It's a
because
thing.
it's so many games don't see the light of day in the end, and there were a few worries and a few scares along the way, but yeah, we're at the finish line. And
That's
we're
awesome.
Good about it.
Well, to end, why don't you tell people where they can follow either you or the game and just keep track of its progress?
Yeah, we're on Twitter. You could probably find us at interrobang.com or interrobangentertainment.com, and then I'm on Instagram It's Jim Gazoo. It's ridiculous. It's JIMMJIMMGAZOO. So, yeah.
Jim Gazoo, why not?
Yeah,
Hey, you
it's
know what?
different.
We all have our own stories for why we have our handles. It's fine.
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to end on the most important question, and that is, in your heart of hearts, if you have to choose, cake or pie?
I guess cheesecake is technically a pie, so
You know, cheesecake's always been like that weird, it flips people one way or the other. Some people consider it a cake, some people consider it a pie, and I find that is the deciding factor.
okay. Yeah, so I guess then I'm in the middle, so
There you go.
it's cheesecake. Get the best of both worlds.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your
Absolutely.
time. Can't wait. Do we have a window or?
Sometime this year.
Hell yeah, that's all we need.
Yeah.
In 2024 strong.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for your time, James.
Absolutely. Thank you.